Scythe of Verdure, the Tamika Shadow, and the Twisted Bow. Three of old school RuneScape's most exclusive and elusive gear. I've sold my bank to afford all three mega rare weapons. Welcome to my rebuild, welcome to my journey, and welcome to my nightmare. Alright, what's up everyone? So this is week 1, day 1. As you can see, I'm just kind of going through my bank here. Those plat tokens that I have in there, they are clan related only, will not be used at all for this rebuild. I got rid of most of my things, except for some of the things that obviously are a pain in the butt to replace. I do now have the Scythe, the Shadow, and the Twisted Bow. The Scythe is completely uncharged, as well as the Tamika Shadow. I'm kind of starting this over as much as I can from scratch. Like I said, there's a few things that I just didn't want to get rid of because they're a pain, but I did clear out anything that was worth GP, really. So we're not going to be using any of those other items that aren't, that it didn't sell that are worth GP, just an FYI. And pretty much what I was going to do day 1 is go right over to Zombie Pirates. So those of you that don't know, Zombie Pirates are super easy to kill. Just make sure you turn on your prayer for Protect from Mage, because the Chaos Druids will attack you there. They will also TB you. Something I didn't know. I'm not really big on wilderness content. I wanted to keep those Quorum runs for getting some KC there. As you can see, I ended up getting a key, and I got anglerfish from it, which I'll take, obviously. It's nice because you can go out there without anything at all and come back with like a 70k to 100k trip. Unfortunately, this one, I was PK'd in the middle of it. Really nothing I could do there. I didn't have diddly for food, had no prayer pots. I ended up losing just a little bit, so that's okay though. It was worth money still doing this trip. He really didn't get much. He probably spent more than what he received in return from me. So no big deal. I mean, it's money. Like, every GP counts when you're doing a rebuild. Like, every piece of GP counts. So we're just going to keep doing this for a little bit because I need enough to really be able to go to Zulrah, which is kind of what I'm trying to do now. As you can see, I ended up buying ranging potions, some prayer pots, an anti-venom plus. We're going to be using Elite Void. That will be our rebuild gear. I bought some amethyst arrows, and I have my Twisted Bow. So we're pretty much we're set to go to Zulrah. The worst thing that can happen to us is KC1 dying and not actually getting a completion for a kill. It obviously I had to get the recoils, and I died. So that was a little bit of a damper, because at least getting 1 KC there would have been enough, or close to enough, to afford a couple more trips, and it would have been enough to afford anything to reclaim out there. So I ended up going back to Zombie Pirates. Definitely needed to get a little bit of GP back to afford going into and getting my stuff back. I ended up getting mine runes. I just wanted to drop them because what a terrible drop to receive. That's 107k, so we had enough. We went and got our stuff back. Just an FYI though, I believe it's until 50kc at Zulrah. You don't have to worry about reclaiming your GP from the chest. Or it doesn't require any GP. There was a few PKers here. Thought it was kind of funny. They were too low level to attack me, so I was like, just chilling. If I went up too, they could have attacked me, and obviously I have nothing to fight back. I'm just here in fists, just trying to get some drops. Trying to get some drops. I figured I would stay here until I had enough to buy all the supplies, plus 100k, just in case if I did not make it through another Zulrah KC. Here's another one. This little 56K. We ended up having enough to cover another, if I did not make it through. As you can see here, I have no Ami, I have no boots. I am literally using Amethyst Arrows and T-Bow and Elite Void for Zulrah. And it's okay loot, especially when you're just starting out, you're not putting much into it. Zulrah is perfect. I mean, it's gotten a lot better. These last few years, it had gone downhill quite a bit. So there we are with another Zulrah. And love getting the teleports. The teleports actually were something. I don't use them because I have a fairy ring and I have the elite Lummy done. So I'm still going to be using my max house to do all this stuff with. Most of the time I feel like if you are doing a rebuild of this caliber, you have a mega rare, your max house should be there. Drops like this are great too. Mana Ray are awesome here. Obviously, you're gonna get every single KC here. You're gonna get Zulrah skills. Zulrah skills are kind of a good bulk of the profit, except for the uniques. And there's quite a few uniques. There's Tanzanite Fang. There's I can't remember the other Fang name right off the top of my head, but it's the Magic Fang. And then there's also the Serpentine Helm. Those are kind of the ones that you want to see. There is an Uncut Onyx, which is also in the same like category of those, and it's worth half. So it's kind of one of those ones that you don't want to see. We're just gonna go through, show you a bunch of the KC that I got right here. Spirit Seed. Like, I don't want to see a Spirit Seed. I want GP. I already have enough Spirit Seeds in the bank. Just from Slayer, like 99 Slayer was huge. So yeah, I just keep going through, getting some KC, buying. I think the worst part about when you're first starting off is you have just enough to do like 1 to 2 KC there, and then you're pretty much piecing out and buying more stuff to do a few more KC there. Right here, we're close to our first mill at this point. Like, that's huge for the rebuild. I think one of the biggest things to upgrade, earlier on for the T-Bow is getting Dragon Arrows. Just because of accuracy itself, and as you can see, we just purchased Dragon Arrows. It makes it so much easier to get KC. And honestly, once I got Dragon Arrows, I was doing 2 to 3 KC trips, which is pretty huge for Elite Void. So, and no Ami, no boots, nothing like that. So, at this point in time. And it's nice, you can see there, like, that's quite a few. Like, this one was, every once in a while, you get those Jad phases that are in there. Or the mage phase where he also ranges, and you lose so much food. You lose so much supplies, and you can only stay there for the one. Like here, you can see I'm going to stay there for another KC. So, which is cool. Like, I like being able to do that. There we go. Nice little magic seed on top of the scales. That's big. Coconuts are a good drop here. Manta rays. I mean, you know, your magic seeds, all that stuff. Like, those are the ones that you kind of want to see. It's honestly, this is so much easier with doing it with like Missouri and stuff like that. Like, it's way more bountiful doing it with Missouri, especially if it's fortified Missouri. But obviously, we don't have that. We're stuck with Elite Void right now. Battle stats are also another good little one to get. Here I was kind of worried. I had no food left really. So, Swamp Tar. I feel like you see these so often. Zulrah really did not want to give me anything. I was just like trying to get that unique. Because getting a unique at this point in time is absolutely huge. It's upgrades, and anytime you get like anything in these rebuilds, it's like I just want to get an upgrade. Like this is what I'm going for. I'm trying to get like an Amity Fury, right? And I want to get one of the Blessed D'Hide boots because those add obviously prayer and also a little bit of range, accuracy. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to get, especially something against like Zulrah. So Tebow can obviously slap Zulrah, but the thing with Zulrah is the fact that you can only max a 50. So I want to hit as many 50s as quickly as possible with Tebow to profit. Right there, we're over our mill. So that is our first mill that has been made on this journey. We'll definitely be making more. I mean, I can tell you that. My goal for each week is to at least make 20 to 20 plus mil. That's really what I want to see, and I'm talking early rebuilds. Once we get into the late rebuild, I want to start seeing in a week 100 plus mil, and that's going to be doing raids and everything. Decent one. Recoil or no? I'll take the skills. Not the dragon at home. At this point, I'm getting super upset that I'm not getting a unique. But that's a pretty good drop right there. Like, it's nice when you see all blue, because that doesn't happen all the time. And I was lucky enough to get consistent amount of KC where I'm getting stuff that's all blue. That's even better when you see green like that. Double death room drop. That's great. That's huge. I try to leave a little bit of audio in from the original recordings. I like to kind of go back through and explain what I'm thinking, what I'm doing for each one of these. Like, I'm getting super upset at this point because I'm really dry on uniques right now.
I'm just saying.
Right. At that point, I was like, oh, I was just frustrated because like I just wanted a unique. A unique early in a rebuild always helps you out so very much. I mean, one of my things too is like I really wanted to get a blowpipe early in the series, and I kind of wanted to just get the rest of my gear from doing like moves of Peril and everything like that. Because one of the things I really want to do a little bit early on is go right to Toa. Toa's been great to me. I really cannot complain about Toa. Yeah, the raids take forever, and you can lose cash there. But Blood Moon set, Arams with the Shadow, it's not the greatest DPS. And Tebow with Blessed D'Hide is or God D'Hide is going to be the best that I could start with. Yeah, I was getting frustrated. Another time where we failed to actually get the KC at Zulrah. I did it a few times. I think I ended up doing close to 200 KC, and I failed on 3 of those. Some of them was just running out of supplies, and I was just like, you know what? I'm still gonna try. Like right there, I still was going for it. I had 0 supplies whatsoever, but you know what? I really wanted to try. It was a big attempt on my part. Yeah, we just did a bunch of these. I mean, Zulrah and I think Moons of Peril are 2 of the huge, like bigger ones. I love seeing elite clue scrolls. They usually turn out to be nothing, but there's always that chance. You know, this one was 200k. I can't really complain. 200k is 200k at this point. So every GP counts. Every GP counts. I believe this is right around the time I actually purchased my Amulet of Fury. I also believe I did my Sarah God D'Hide boots, which are absolutely huge. Those are 2 huge upgrades. And it makes going after Zulrah so much smoother. Still was just getting nothing each and every time. I mean, I was going right after this. I wanted something. You know, I believe at this point in time, the only one that I had was the Magic Fang. That was the only drop that I've gotten from Zulrah. And over 400 KC is pretty bad. I feel like I earned a little bit of right to complain. That's a good... Getting 700 plus Zulrah skills is a really good drop. I mean, I'm pretty sure I left this one. I think I went back in one more time. Nope, I didn't. I know there was one time where I left 1k Zulrah skills, and right now that's quite a bit. I mean, they're up there right now, and they seem to just be going straight up. So there's no bots doing this anymore, and that's really contributing to the price. So I'm definitely gonna be doing a little bit more of these. I won't be showing every single one. So, Rune Knight, I can't complain about drops like those. Definitely could have been so much better having a unique right now. Who knows? Maybe we'll get one. Maybe we won't. It depends on if we're blessed or not from the RNG gods. At this point, it doesn't look like we're getting very much of anything. Grapes and Pure Essence are a terrible drop. Just throwing it out there. Just having one's terrible. Let alone two in the same KC. Yeah, I mean, I guess coal is okay to get. I feel like I got so much coal. I mean, there's another one. It was back to back, like, dupe coal drops. Like, that's another terrible one. I think silver ore is actually pretty rare. So, you kind of hate to see it. It's just like, I believe I also get a rune spear, which is, I want to say, like 6 times as rare as a unique from Zulrah. And that's just the name of the game, you know? Getting a bunch of non-uniques is the name of the game. I mean, you hate to see it, but that's kind of what it is. Right there is 421 KC. Still only one unique ever from Zulrah at this point in time. I didn't do a lot of Zulrah back in the day. Another death right here. Knew I shouldn't have gone for it, but I went for it. And as you can see, we do have the Fury. We do have the Sarah D'hide boots. We're going to go back and get the rest of our stuff because we're going to be using that Elite Void quite often. We have each one of the helms, so that's kind of why I was going to stick with the Elite Void, and I really went for it. So we're going to run back and get all of our gear and make it right back over to Zulrah. Name of the game is to get as much money as we can as quickly as possible. I will also say you'll see some of this in the series later, but we were able to do. I wasn't thinking about it earlier enough. I should have been, but Moons of Peril you can do completely free. With the scythe, you don't need to charge the scythe. Sure, it's kind of a pain not charging the scythe, but you hit a lot less. But it's completely free. You can get your food and potions, everything like that, right from the environment over there. And our first unique, the Uncut Onyx. I was super stoked to get this, but also at the same time, super disappointed. Because it's really like 2.3 mil compared to like 5.1. But I mean, it is a unique. It wasn't what we wanted to get. I wanted to get something actually decent from there. Didn't seem like it was going to be in play for us. So we definitely did a lot more KC. And at this point, I'm probably going to end up speeding just through this a little bit more because I want to get through some of our other stuff. So let's just kind of boop, 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 boop. I did not get anything else that was good here. It's Zulrah. You make money from it. It's just not as good. And as you can see here, started doing a little bit of the Moons of Peril. Moons of Peril is, like I said, as you can see in my inventory, Oh, sorry. We also did a little bit of Phantom Muspa. Didn't get anything from Phantom Muspa that was worth, really anything. For this, I ended up using God Hide Armor, Carol's Coif, and the T-Bow. But our first unique from the Moons of Peril, the Blue Moon Helm. Those potions that are in my inventory are from the environment. Same with the fish. So I honestly spent nothing to get that drop. So that's 700k to the series for free. All it cost for me was time. And I went right back to resupply. And we also got an Eclipse Moon chest plate. So that one's really cool. I think that was worth right above. It was right below, yeah. I think it sold actually pretty close to 1 mil. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Those free 1 mils are something that we're gonna take.
Alright, welcome back. This is the end of week 1 video here for the Mega Rare rebuild. We've been using a lot of Twisted Bow. We did use a lot of Scythe though too. I do like using the Scythe because it is 100% free doing the Moons of Peril. But just a quick little breakdown. We did 190 Zulrah, about 26 mil there. We've done a few elites, so another mil there. About 3 mil worth of Moons of Peril. I'm gonna end up going back there. It takes forever to do that content because you have to get all the supplies, you have to get all the potions and all the food and stuff like that. And we did 16 Phantom Muspa, which is another 1.7 mil. If we look at what we have in total, this is after all the supplies and everything like that. Week 1, we've grossed a 23.5 mil. I need this a little bit higher so we can start getting into other content. So look for next week. We'll be doing a little bit more of the same content, but I'm also hoping to incorporate a few other things. Hope you liked the first video. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe, so that we can follow up for more of the series. And I plan on doing this weekly or bi-weekly, depending on what I have going on. So, yeah, hit me up if you like it. Thanks, everyone.